The first one is riboflavin.
Okay.
That's vitamin B2. It's useful more so in prevention. So we see individuals have a true reduction in the frequency of their migraine attacks. It's most effective at 400 milligrams per day.
Okay.
I think it's relatively inexpensive. It's a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, if this is causing you issues, that's something you should probably just go ahead and add in.
Yeah, and especially if you've made it to this point and you are maybe falling more in the headache subtype, this is a very viable option.
Okay.
In addition to that, CoQ10 is another one that is often found in tandem with riboflavin in different migraine products. Can also reduce frequency. There appears to be no additional benefit for migraine, specifically above 300 milligrams a day.
Okay.
We have it in 100 milligram. We have it in 200 milligram. So somewhere in there would be fine. But there's also there's some quality evidence there for sure.
Sure.
Magnesium, which I was actually surprised to find, given how frequently it's recommended for migraines. There's actually less solid evidence for its use in either one of these or any one of the migraine subtypes.
Interesting.
So it still can be beneficial. I just don't think it's quite as strong as the first two we mentioned. Now, with that said, for what it's worth, the Canadian Headache Society still recommends magnesium for prevention. So,
well, and if it's used acutely when there's a problem, it would make sense that having just a higher tonic level in the bloodstream would be an improvement.
That's a good point. But that's what they have trouble parsing out in the research. So those sort of very
so it's not proven.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So they're still in most of these guidelines, most of these papers, they're still recommending if you can increase magnesium by way of your diet, definitely continue to do that, because they're just really not sure if the magnesium helping is a function of low magnesium status or something at the level of the brain. It's just less. There's just less clinical oomph behind it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The Canadian Headache Society also recommends CoQ10. So I think that's reason enough to at least consider it. Another relatively inexpensive option. Now, our combination product, MigraEase, has riboflavin. It has magnesium, which we mentioned, two big ones. It also has rosemary and curcumin as well for the anti-inflammatory properties. I would still suggest adding some riboflavin to that. You can also add the CoQ10 to it.
Yep.
So take a look at that product. I think that's maybe a decent place to start if you're dead set on doing something. And then you can always add some riboflavin. You can always add some CoQ10.